I've got a really special guest over here. I've been trying to get him on here since the very beginning over here. My very, very favorite person in the world over here and best friend as well, Eric Huseby. And so I've got him on here. We're going to be talking about Tales of the Ye Old Times. For all those new listeners or anything like that, my name is Darian Jackson. I have a podcast over here, so you can always check any of my older episodes out over there. We are on iTunes, Google Play. We're getting on Spotify here in just a little bit, so you can check us all out on there. And I'm also on YouTube and SoundCloud, all those kind of good stuff over there. So you can find me on any of those places. But yeah, over here with Eric Huseby. So we're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We'll see people waving over here. Be sure to wave if you're live or anything like that. Let us know that we're here. We see both of your feeds over here too. So, and you should be hearing us a lot better, right? The last episode, I realized I had my mic on this one. I mic checked it, but I didn't check it correctly, and so I didn't have my voice correctly. So you can hear Jared perfectly on that one, and then this one was just like, God damn it, I did it again, So now I've got both the mics hooked up perfectly. We sound tested, and so everything should sound nice and crisp and clear, so you can hear my sexy voice, and over here Eric's sexy voice over here. No. So yeah. We were supposed to have another guest over here, Callie, but she was unavailable to make it out here, given that she got a little kind of under the weather. So we'll have her back on here at some point. So we're kind of improvising on what we were wanting to do a little bit over here, but we have plenty of stories of all the crazy times that we've had. We've had some crazy times. I've known you for God knows how long. We
were supposed to figure that out. I think it's been
like
at least 10 years for sure.
Do the math for us. I was 14.
So 8 years.
So 8 years. So I've known you for about 8.5 years.
More like 10.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So we're getting to the point where it's been almost as much time as you've lived more time with knowing them than you've known without them.
Yeah.
You gotta get to that point where you're at that point. Then you're old. Because you're like, I've known you longer than I've been here without you,
Mm-hmm.
They say that, after 4 years of friendship, then they're like a true friend if they stick around for that long. So you've made it twice as long. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I think I remember, do you recall the first time when we sat down and we're like, you know what? We're best friends now, where we sat down and we're like, had that little conversation, the best friend conversation.
I think so.
Yeah. I've never.
That was a while ago too.
I never had a best friend before that one. I had friends or acquaintances here and there.
Nobody stuck around long enough.
No, yeah, no one
never knew anybody long enough to have a best friend, really.
That was a time before I even had a car. You had that old car that your grandpa had before that he gave to you, I guess.
Yeah, that was later on. That was
right when I first kind of met you, almost right around that time when we started hanging out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that was a nice car. I like that car.
It was a good car, and then I went and wrecked it twice.
Well, you got to learn while you're young,
Yeah, I just wish I wouldn't have been on that car because that was a good car.
That was your old college days as well.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. You cranked that out pretty quickly, though. In comparison, though, you did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I got that done. I
got that knocked out of the way.
Yeah, I should go back to school for more though. I don't know.
Hey, the military's paying for it now. You're all through there, So
well, I got to be deployed to get the GI Bill. So
you're gonna be deployed soon or something like that, right?
Probably.
So
I don't
yeah,
know yet, but yeah, probably.
With this whole entire craziness with Russia and all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Weren't they deploying people a little bit, or getting ready to deploy people over to the border to help with building that wall that Trump's talking about?
Well, we're not going to build the
wall. Not build it, but enforce
border
security. Border security.
I think Jake got called for that. He doesn't know when he's leaving yet, but they were told that they're supposed to be going down there sometime.
Anytime now?
Probably, yeah. I know we're not going to get down there because we're part of a different. We're attached to an active duty brigade out of Fort Hood, and they've got some plans in the making, but I don't know what's going to happen. I know there's some stuff that popped off with Iran even just recently.
Really?
Yeah, he came out. Was it the Prime Minister? Who was it?
I haven't read anything on that one just yet.
Yeah, it just happened like this week. I think I saw. I didn't see the full story. I just saw a glimpse of it, but it's something about Iran and saying that they had lied about not having nuclear weapons, I think, and then came forward and showed like proof of having them, and I don't know, something like that. But it's, yeah, I don't know.
No,
I need
wow.
to read up on it more.
Yeah, I heard though that North Korea is shutting down their nuclear program that they have going on over there.
Yeah,
is that something that still works, or is that was that just false news that I was reading? Because I don't really.
North Korea and South Korea, they signed a treaty to end the Korean War, and as far as I know, it's real. I mean,
right?
Whether they're going to do anything about it, and
or he's just
we're over there as
lying out of his balls and going and just doing whatever the fuck he's going to do anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I know we've got troops over there. I've got some friends of mine that are over there now, and I don't know if they're going to come home or if they're going to keep them over there. Or
is there still people over in Iran and stuff over there, or Iraq and stuff coming back? So
yeah, there's people everywhere. We've got our fingers in all the pots.
Right.
So
that's ridiculous. And
it gets a little stupid sometimes.
Kind of sometimes you got to centralize on working with just what you have over here and not fuck around with other people's businesses. You think But I don't know. We're kind of meticulous about that, and we kind of like to stick our fingers in a little everything over there. That whole entire Russia thing, where they state that we kind of were messing around with their, I guess, elections that they had going on over there, or something like that, and we're just like, it's weird.
That.
Yeah. It pissed Russia off. That was like strike one. Then strike two was when we were over there trying to do some other things, and then we just went, screw it, and sent a missile, and we tweeted about it.
When was this?
This is recent.
Well, because I know that Trump sent a missile to Syria to bomb the chemical plants. I didn't know he sent one to Russia, too.
He didn't send it to Russia, no. He pissed off Russia by sending it to Syria, though.
Okay.
So, like, they're allies and all that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
So.
They don't stand a chance.
Fun stuff. Well, do you recall the first time that we met?
I do.
That was 8.5 years ago. So.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah,
but
it's been a while.
It was at Sierra's house.
Yes, she brought us all together. So thank you, Sierra, for bringing all the crazy people together. You've done
this
probably.
Is your
I don't
fault.
know. This is everything that's happened now is all your fault. So anything that happens out, this past this is like we just Sierra kind of did this, So if we become like crazy criminals or something like that, we'll
Sierra's fault.
Sierra's fault. So no, I remember that day. That was an interesting day. It was. I just got done through, I think, 1 year of football. I had at least some friends, a little bit, just acquaintances, pretty much. I still don't really talk to very many people that I was in that football team with. But then after that amount of time, I lost my football team because they kind of separated off, and I didn't have anyone I couldn't play for any team because it was too late in the season. And so I had a nice little session, probably about a year's worth of session over there where I didn't play football. And that was right when I first started high school, too.
Yeah.
And so I was going to be
I remember when you were playing football before, too. And we knew each other then because I remember you never had time to hang out or do anything.
You didn't know me before that. That was after.
Because I remember you played football after we met one time.
Yeah, it was right after that. It was pretty much maybe like I had one season off. And that's when I first met you over there. Mm-hmm. And I remember that season was kind of weird because I was like, I tried so hard to get on a football team, and then I wasn't able to, and then just everything kind of met up in just a certain way that brought, I guess, our two paths together. Because I probably wouldn't have met you if it was because I would have been too busy.
You've been too busy.
I've been too busy. I've never had any time, and it's not like I could drive anywhere, so I was kind of mooching rides off of my parents still at that time. I was young,
Yeah.
So, I remember meeting you the first time, and you're all the workaholic, workout guy. You're like, I remember we were talking about just getting your license, and I was like, I wasn't even near getting my license just yet. I know Sierra is still in the process of getting her license, and then we had Abby and Laura, your sister, over there as well. At that time of like group meetings, like Sierra kind of put us all together and just like shoved us all in the same room, But that was pretty cool, and I was just like, oh man, I wish I could drive, And then you're talking about getting ready to go to college, I guess, at that time, or you were in college and going through just one semester. Not yet. No,
I was too young.
Oh, you were still you were about to graduate. Because you graduated with one of the West girls. I remember that because I remember
Hannah.
Yeah. And then someone else, that was the first time I saw Fair Park when they had their whole graduation ceremony. We're all homeschooled, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know us. We're homeschooled, and so we have our own kind of graduation type thing when you're homeschooled, where you kind of get together with as many people as you can. That you have sometimes certain people do it, certain people don't. Certain people, their parents just hand them their diploma, like, okay, you're graduated, or and then they don't have any kind of ceremony. But there's people that do ceremonies, and our church that we went to was primarily homeschoolers, so our church was more like open to giving us opportunities where they presented it where we can have a ceremony at the church, and we can get presented our diplomas at the church, and we'd have like a little slideshow and whatnot of everybody. It's kind of more of an intimate thing too, because it's not like you're graduating with like 50 fucking people.
No,
you're now graduating.
It's you and like one or two other people.
Yeah, exactly, which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, I remember that's right around the same time when I was meeting up with you over there. I remember I asked Sierra what your email address was. And that was the time I didn't even have a phone. I was emailing people. And I asked what your email address was, and she didn't really have it or didn't know. And so then I had to contact Abby. And I contacted Abby to get your email address because I was needing you were all workoutaholic or something like that. And so I needed to ask you a couple of questions about some workout routine stuff. And then that's how I got hooked with talking with Abby, Lindy. I was talking with her, and she's like, "Oh, because y'all are cousins and whatnot, So I was like, "Oh, I know you're cousins." So I knew she had your email, so that's how we started talking over there and became friends after that. Because she just like stuck with my number and just stuck with it,
Yeah.
So that was a fun time. And then I don't even remember what it was like. We just kind of just started hanging out. It was weird.
I
remember we went to a Men in Black, the third Men in Black movie. That was like the first time we ever went out. Pretty much, yeah. It was the first time you picked me up over there. I was like, somebody has a car that can pick me up and stuff like that. So we went and watched the movie and whatnot. Yes. That was pretty fun. That was fun times. It was rolling around. It's kind of weird because it's like I don't know this person very well. I'm like, I don't know if he's cool. If he's cool, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always that weird time when you first meet friends too, when you're just like, okay, how much is too much?
You got to feel them out.
Yeah, you got to kind of feel them out. You got to touch your toe in the water a little bit, and I think we just saw each other at church all the time too, so it was just it was just like always hitting it up. And then I think we both were changing in different ways over here. So I was getting more in the workout stuff and getting my football stuff all up to speed. And you were already through with you were working out all the time, and we just stuck together.
Yeah.
It's funny. It does seem like we're kind of opposites, though. It's funny in certain ways. Yeah,
very opposite.
So it's
in a lot of things.
It's like polar opposites in certain things, but it's like we attract in a unique way. So in experience wise, you can understand a lot more in different things than I can. But I don't exactly like everything you like, and that's the cool part about it. Is like we have our two separate ways, but then at the same time we can come together and kind of have our own thing going.
Well, it's cool too because you learn because you're so different. You can learn stuff from each other, like stuff you would have never known. You're
exactly
It's like
you got me in the country scene a little bit there too for a little bit.
Did I?
Yeah, I didn't go to rodeos and stuff like that.
When did you go with me?
I went to a rodeo. You don't remember the time I went to a rodeo with you?
Hold on.
You gotta remember, dude. We almost got in a fight with a guy. Because he thought we were looking at his girlfriend, but we weren't. And his girlfriend was looking at us.
Was it the Stockyards Rodeo?
No, it was like it was in Denton. It was.
Oh, now I remember. Yep, I remember that.
But we almost got into like this big old fight with this big, huge farm boy guy. He's like, "You looking at my girlfriend?" And and then she's like, "No, I wasn't looking at them." And then we were just standing there. We weren't. Yes. We were just being like,
I remember that. We're just standing.
We're just standing there, like out in the middle of nowhere. We just get this guy like, "Boy, let me tell you what." I'm like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Fuck off, dude.
It's just like, just fuck off. I'm like. If you're so insecure where you like, what if you were looking at them like, okay, just take it as a compliment, my friend. But we weren't. It was like we were so like shoulder to shoulder with people in this little spot.
It was packed.
Yeah, it was a fun time, but like that pissed me off because I was like, what is this guy doing?
People are stupid.
They didn't even have that much alcohol on the premises over there.
Right.
I don't think we've ever made it. We never made it out to Billy Bob's together. I know that Billy Bob's, for everyone that doesn't know, is a place where you can actually go and you can do like square dancing and all different kinds of kind of more country dancing.
They've got a lot of concerts out there too.
Yeah, a lot of concerts. But I know we've tried to make it out there a couple of times. But
if you want to go, let's go. I got the hookup. We can get in for free.
Yeah, that's always nice to have that hookup over there. So. Right. Yeah, but we've shared a whole bunch of experiences. Like after we got through that part of like, are you okay? Is he okay? And then we kind of started like getting more lenient, and then we got mischievous.
Yeah,
we got into some
Our
stuff.
dark side came out.
Our dark side came out. I think I didn't have a dark side before that very much.
Bullshit.
No, I was 13, 14, you know.
You always had a dark side.
I never had that kind of dark side, no.
Were you saying I introduced your dark side?
No. I was just more open with it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. See, then you had it, you just didn't know.
I didn't know I had it. But you saw everything. You've seen in pretty much everything I've ever done that was more controversial, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about some of this. Like a couple of times we ran into the law. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
There's some fun times on that one. There's times where we had to disassemble certain parts of your truck to replace it right before we had to go on a campsite, and we spent hours and hours and hours and hours. Like it was like 4 in the freaking morning.
Yeah, we tore the whole front end of my truck apart. That was right after I got back from California, I think.
Yeah. It's crazy times like that. So I remember some of the times, at least regarding what we ran into law wise, was I think the very first time we ever had any kind of problems, we were out with a couple of people, and we were just like, at one point we were just like, middle of the night, we're like, fuck it, let's just go out. And so we went out, and there's a whole bunch of homes that were just not abandoned, but like building up.
They were being built
up.
Yeah.
And it was like, what, like 12 or 2 in the morning?
Oh, it was, yeah.
And we're just like, oh yeah, let's just go out and let's go walk around. And then it started to end up being like, let's be a little vandals over here, a little bit. So we started going and just walking around, I guess, the streets. I think we got into a house at one point, or at least I did.
Yeah,
and
we got into a house. We jumped into somebody's backyard.
And we got into a backhoe.
Yeah, like one of those excavators.
Yeah, we got into one of those excavators. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. It was just all broke into some kind of water truck.
Yeah.
And then I think on that same night we got close to, there was a storage unit. Remember that?
Yeah. And then
some guy was there
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and I don't remember what happened, but the
cops got called.
Did they?
And we heard them coming, so we take off running.
Well, because the guy like heard us something, and we took off running.
But then we had a bigger friend over with us, and then a couple other guys were just slower. And me and Eric are runners. Okay, so we were over there just like, we took the fuck off. Like, we just ran so hard, and we ran all the way back home. And they're over there just lagging behind a little bit, and we're just like, where did they go? Did they get caught? And then we hear this police sirens, too. And we're like, oh, fuck, you know. That was a fun time. I was like, I don't know, doing stuff illegal makes you a little adrenaline rush here and there. It does.
It's kind of fun. I
mean, it's kind of, I mean, you know. Have you ever done anything crazy like that? Yeah, maybe no.
Sneaking out of the
house, yeah. I mean, that's not a, yeah.
Yeah. I never had to sneak out of the house.
I never had to sneak out of the house, no.
I just
My brother snuck out of the house a couple of times, and my dad is one of those kind of chronic sleeping people, so he'll get up in the middle of the night and do weird stuff, and like he gets up at random times, and so like I don't ever know when, like, the balls of my fucking brother to go out, like, you know, I would never like, God, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was craziness right there. But no, I never wanted to sneak out. I like my sleep. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sleep when I'm going to sleep, you know. Same. I don't have any reason to go sneaking out of any sort.
Yeah. We did a lot of that. And I remember too, we were out there one time. This was in the evening time. We went out walking again with same friends. Kind of known for this, I guess. And we were walking down the street.
Oh yeah.
And this fucking truck flew by us, and Jonah decided to flip him off Yeah, and
Yeah.
the guy stopped.
Yeah. He flipped him off, and then
Put the truck in reverse, backed up, and we're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? We started hauling ass down another street, and some of us jump into the woods, and like, some of them didn't even care. Some of the guys were just walking, whatever, and he turned around and came down and started cussing and yelling and like just.
he had a kid in the car
Yeah,
too.
a kid in the car. He's like, "Don't make me come out there and beat your ass in front of my kid." And we're like, "What the fuck? Why are you gonna talk to me?" Like,
what he was saying too was like, he was like, I don't appreciate my son having to see this fucking, this. And
Yeah,
that.
and then he's
I'm like,
cursing
wait
in
a
front of
second,
his
he's cursing
son.
right in front of his
Like-
son, and his son's just sitting there like, oh,
Yeah, and we're like,
And so we're like, oh
this guy's gonna
shit.
do something stupid.
Yeah. So then he takes off. I was trying to be responsible. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know where he went because my brother took off jumping in the woods. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't know
Several
where he
of us
went.
jumped in the
I'm
woods.
sorry. It's fine. He's my brother, and he's just being stupid.
Trying to calm the guy down.
Yeah, I was hoping he wasn't going to shoot me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Then he takes off. And then what happens? My brother comes jumping out of the woods again. And then he flips him off again.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, he did?
He did. And then he stops and then pulls all the way back. And then we just bolt taking off in that cornfield that was over there.
I was gonna say, I don't remember that because I don't think I came out of the woods.
Because he was
before
spinning
that.
around in circles after that. He was over there like, where are you guys? And then my brother was laughing his ass off going,
Stupid.
wow, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get shot because my brother decided
Yeah.
to flip off this goddamn trucker out in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
Like, and this guy doesn't have, he can just let it go and be like, whatever, Well, he was kind of being kind of weird too, because like he came flying across that, I would flip him off too, because he came flying across the road and we had
Yeah,
to
he was
all
going
jump
pretty
out of the
quick.
way,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
just like, come on, guy, like
He was-
slow down,
he was something else.
But that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get shot though, because I was trying to be the guy that was
Dude.
gonna, be the intermediate one, and then all of a sudden, this guy's like, what? And I was like, oh my God, he's nuts. He's that country that you can't talk to because he's just hyped up on adrenaline.
Well, this is
now.
down in pretty much the middle of nowhere. It's just
Yeah,
the
this is
back roads of Joshua.
Joshua, Texas over
Yeah.
there. So Texas has those little back roads that God knows where they go, and Jesus, that was a crazy time. Fun.
All kinds of stupid shit.
We had some fun time over there. You went over for a little bit. You went to a thing called Alert, and that was like how many months was that you were gone?
It was 9 weeks.
It was a 9-week program where they kind of try to teach you to be,
basic
I guess, like man type thing, man up, and then kind of do like a
Man up, you pussy.
man up, you little pussy, type thing where it's more of a Christian background. They kind of try to teach you some type of trade, and then they pretty much are just. I don't even know. I didn't go through it.
You do a lot of like endurance hiking. You do a lot of medical training. You do a lot of navigation training as far as using like a compass and a map and things like that. You do.
Your wife's on the live stream.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Molly.
Hey, baby. I don't even know what I'm saying now.
Compass.
Yeah, no, well, we did a lot of navigation, just survival, things like that. They did some hard stuff. We did like a 24-hour hike. Basically just hike for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's testing your endurance.
It's kind of military type training. It's very military-esque, but it moves you towards military a lot easier.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it made going into the army a piece of cake.
Yeah.
A cakewalk. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, you took off there for quite a while, and then you came back, and I was like, oh, damn, you got all like buff and whatnot. And
when
you came back, you came back with like your abs were all poking. And I was like, oh, But then we kind of did a couple of things with that organization. That organization is more of a homeschooled type of thing where people can kind of all get along, and they have a yearly family camp that you go to every year. So we went 1 year. And decided to go out there, and it's like you camp out there. They kind of have seminars over there to like teach you to be a better Christian, and you kind of meet all the friends over there. And for homeschoolers, they don't really go out very much and talk to very many people very often. So for some certain people, that's the only interaction they get. And so their families have like 12 freaking children in there, and they have like all the different people. Like if you know the Duggars that are on TLC, they are kind of big in that kind of area over there. They kind of go to those things, and they would be like some of the guest speakers that would be coming out to those different times over there. So we went out over there for their campsite that they had, or the camping time that they had. They call it family camp. And this motherfucker decided to get sick on me. So we get there and we drive all the way out there. And you go out with some friends over there, and then all of a sudden you're just like sick on us. Like the very first day we get out there, you're like, I don't feel too good. You try to blame my Sour Patch Kids. I'm like, he's like, I ate too many of those. I'm like, no. Right before that, we were fucking with people on the CB over there.
Yeah,
that was
driving,
pretty fun. Yeah,
fucking with truckers and shit. Yeah, that was fun.
There's some. It's kind of fun to talk with people on the CB a little bit over there.
Yeah, it got crazy. That's probably the wildest I've ever heard on the CB. They were
going nuts
on each other. Yeah, it was funny.
That was fun. I wish I could have we recorded it, but I don't know where that recording went off to.
I don't even know. Yeah.
But yeah, you get sick on me, and I'm like, we're sharing a tent, so I'm all trying to set up. I half-assed set up the tent just enough to where I could sleep in it. You slept in someone else's place that was a friend of yours.
Yeah.
You end up coming back to the campsite later on that next morning. It just shit-faced. I'm just like, oh man, you look horrible. And so we were going to have a whole bunch of seminar stuff that was set up, and I was like, dude, I gotta go. You're gonna be fine. You're like, yeah, I'll be fine. I'm like, I'll prop you up in your truck. And I'm like, you're good, yeah. You're like, yeah, no, I'll just sit here. And they're like, okay, I'll check on you a little bit later. And I take off to the seminars that they had going on, and I make it back, and I see my tent is completely built up. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. I guess Eric got better and was like, doing a little bit better over here in the tent. And I open up the tent, to Eric without a shirt on, which was like, whoa, what's going on here? And then I see two women in the tent rubbing essential oils that are trying to make him feel better, rubbing them all up and down on his chest, bare chest over there. I'm like,
you're making it worse.
No. I'm like, okay, this is what I walk into. Okay, I walk into this. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? And then registering like, okay, tent's made, two women in my tent. They're rubbing oils on them, and then
You're making this out way worse.
No. So there's a mom and a daughter, and apparently this was a mom and daughter that you knew their son, and you spent the night over at their place.
Yeah.
They came back over onto our campsite to check on you, and they saw you just like slumping in your truck. So they built up the tent. They started rubbing oils all over you and whatnot, trying to take care of you. And then she comes over. She's like, your friend was sick. I was like, yeah, I fucking left him in the truck. Like, who the fuck are you? And then
I left him here to die. What are you doing?
They had a very gypsy-like demeanor. They had like all the like, I don't know, their hair was all in like a bun type thing, and they had like the long dresses and stuff. And so I was just like, no, they look gypsy, okay?
Yeah,
they looked gypsy. They look gypsy. And I was just looking at it like, what's going on, Eric? Why is there women in our tent rubbing oils all over you? And you're over there just soaking it up,
I felt like shit.
I know you felt like shit, but like, goddamn, I was just like registering wise. I just opened the tent to this, and then while I was standing in there trying to register this, I get some guy grab me on the shoulder over here, and then the dad shows up in our campsite too, just like, hey, how you doing, buddy? And I was just like, who are all these people? I've never met these people. They're all up in my biz. And then they're rubbing oils all over.
Get out of my tent!
Like, get out of my goddamn tent! I'm gonna take care of my best friend over here. We don't need
you left me to die, motherfucker!
No, I left you to get better. I was like, here's a jug of water. Sleep it off, And so they ended up like taking care of you for a good like day and a half, I think.
Like that,
and I was like, God damn, they were persistent. They're all up in my tent. And then that was the time too. I was vaping at that moment. And while I was in the tent, I accidentally, I guess I threw my bag or something in my bag, busted one of the bottles. And so I had bananas and cream. It was Paradise Island. I had Paradise Island that was busted in our tent, and it smelled the
whole
whole tent up. Like, it didn't smell bad, but it was just like very artificial, fruity,
very potent.
very potent. And like you would walk in and just like, what tropical, like what happened in here? And then mixed with the like lavender shit that they were rubbing all over your man boobs and stuff, you know. Like it was. That was something else.
Oh my god.
We ended up going out there too. We had like a campsite that we're set up in, and then after a little bit of time, we would go and walk out to. We wanted to walk out to like some cliffs that they had over there.
Yeah.
And so we grab a couple of friends. We
took my truck out there.
We took your truck out there.
Yeah,
well,
we took my truck. We took my truck out to the gate that was closed, and we backed it up, and then we went past the gate.
And apparently we weren't supposed to be out there.
So
we grabbed a pack of Oreos, and we were gonna go stargazing because it was like, you know, like, yeah, let's go
we weren't
stargazing.
high.
No, we weren't high. We weren't high. We weren't doing anything. We had Oreos. We were having, you know. So we saw the most amazing stars out there. We looked at all the stars, and we sat there for a good probably 30, 40 minutes, just, you know, stargazing. Until all the Oreos are gone, at least.
Yeah.
You know, so we get out our Oreos, we start walking back, and then they have campus security that's over there that take their job a little too seriously.
Dicks.
They're very like they're young guys that they kind of recruit inside there that's kind of been through the program that kind of don't have anything else to do. So then they turned around and apparently people were smoking the marijuana out there and at some point. And so it wasn't us, but yeah, at that point it wasn't us, but we come walking back and they get their little cop car thing going on. They start shining their flashlights at us, and
what the fuck are y'all
they're like, what were y'all up to? And we're like, we're stargazing
and eating Oreos.
Like, it looked really bad, to be honest. Like, I mean, it looked like we had the munchies and we were gonna go out there and smoke some pot, you know. But
it did.
They're all shining flashlights over here, like, what are you guys up to, you know? And then at least they knew you, so they kind of settled it down a little bit.
What did he say? He goes,
excuse me?
Excuse me? Is that you? Yeah. Didn't expect that from you. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? You dipshit. Right. And then he's just like, can't you read the sign? It says something like, what, no motor vehicles beyond this point or whatever?
And like, that's why we parked right here.
That's why we parked here and we walked back there. And they're like, well, you're not supposed to be back there at all. And we're like, okay, whatever. So we left, but we told our friend's mom, and she went ape shit on their ass.
Yeah, I know, right? She was like more defending our ass. Like, I was like,
she was upset it down. So we're like,
we came over there kind of low-headed over there, being like, okay, Mrs. Rymiller, okay, we got in
trouble.
we got in trouble with the campus police over here. We're sorry. We don't know if it's gonna come over to our tents over here and make a big deal. She's like, well, what'd you do wrong? And we told her, and she's like, well, that wasn't wrong. I was like, no, it wasn't. Thank you.
Okay. Glad you agree with that. She took off and went to go talk to somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, she took off and she got talked to like the higher up, and like they didn't do anything. They didn't do shit to us. So it's like, yeah.
I think she even asked us like, who are the people that did it? And I don't remember one guy's name.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember the other one, but she found out who it was and
that was fun.
Got them in trouble or something. I don't remember.
Right.
But
it was fun times. It was fun times to be just camping out there and just experiencing all that. And then you were still sick pretty much on the way there, so I had to drive your truck home. That was,
yeah.
The one time I drove your baby, that was that was fun. Mm-hmm. Then we had that one time I had to bail my brother out from the crack house that he was living in.
God, that was fun.
Yeah, we drove.
How do you know?
We drove all the way to Missouri.
There.
He was there. He was with me.
No.
He was. He slept the whole time.
No. I didn't sleep the whole time.
Yeah?
No. He kept his eyes closed the whole time then.
I was resting them.
You were resting them, yeah. So I ended up, my brother was in a crack house. He moved out there expecting that, I don't really know exactly what he was expecting, but it was something where he got in a point where there were a bunch of meth heads. And they were freaking him out. He
asked us to come get him.
And then I told him before he left, I'm like, I'm not bailing you out. And then he calls, he's like, oh. And I was like, oh, God damn it, I'm going out there. So I called off of work, and then Eric was already at my house. And so
No, you called me and you're like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. And you're like, you want to go to Missouri with me? And I was like, fuck yeah, I don't have to work tomorrow either. Right. So I came over that night, and we went to bed probably around, 11, something like that.
Yeah.
And we're laying there, and I remember laying there, and I had my eyes wide open, and I'm like, Darian, you're like, what? And I'm like, are you sleeping? No. Are you tired? No. You want to leave now? Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how we just
left.
So we just left, and we're just like, fuck it, let's go now. So we left at probably midnight, 1 o'clock, something like that.
And then we didn't end up coming back. We went there and back. Like we stopped just to eat a couple of times, and we made a nice little road trip over there. But this was in December, and this is Missouri, so like it got
cold.
It was
snowy,
cold. It was
sketchy.
icy. You can look on my Instagram, kind of looking in the back over there. There's one good picture of me in Missouri over there where it was like a nice, good icy picture. And like we were driving my car over here. I was like, I picked him up and I was like, this is the horrible idea. I hate this, And then that was a good long, like it wasted my whole entire day.
Oh yeah,
like I was so beat up after the
1 o'clock that one night, and we didn't get back till almost 9 or 10 o'clock the next day in the evening, and it took all day long to go up there and get him come back.
But he's back, so now he's moved over to Arkansas.
Yeah,
so,
somewhere over there.
Yeah, and I was like, he's out of that situation, so
yeah,
he can't say I've never done anything for him. Then we also we had a little bit of a run in on the wall at one point where I like my bass. I like my bass a lot. That was right at the point where I've got a Dodge Charger. I got to hook up with some bass stuff, and then a friend of mine gave me a better amp than I had before. So I hooked up all the amp stuff, and
you had 4 12-inch subs in there.
Yeah, 4 12-inch subs.
That's a lot. And
it was thumping, man.
Yeah, you came over to my house.
I came over to your house, and then I was like, oh, it sounded weird, and I didn't like how it was thumping, so we ended up going to, like, almost kind of like a side part of a street.
Just went into a cul-de-sac.
Kind of like a cul-de-sac, and we were trying to get away from people, and I was having to tweaking my bass up so it would sound better. But while I was tweaking it up, we were listening to it, and it was just thumping and thumping, and apparently it became 10 p.m., and the neighbors were not going to have this bass basing out.
Nope.
So I'm tweaking up the bass, and then on the other side of like the neighborhood, like
there's like a creek that runs and a little footbridge that goes over it, and then there's a road on that side.
Yeah.
And we see this cop pull up, and he goes by real slow. He didn't shine his light at us or nothing. He just went by real slow, and I'm like, dude, there's a cop over there. We probably better go because I'll bet you he's coming for us. And he kind of went by slow and then sped off.
Yeah.
And if you keep going around that road, it'll lead all the way around the neighborhood. So I'm like, go pull up in my driveway, pull up as far as you can go, and let's get inside or whatever.
So I turned off my lights. We jump in the car and we turn off all the bass and everything, and we jump in there, and then not one cop car comes, like it comes over the corner, and then we jump inside the house. We jump inside the house, and they didn't see where we left, like, and so we're over here in Eric's parents' house. Yeah. We run up to his room, and we're seeing the cop car patrol, but we didn't see just one cop car. We saw two
of them that came,
and they pinched, and they like came together.
Yes,
over here,
like right in front of our driveway.
Right in front of the driveway,
and then some guy with a dog came out, and he was pointing like oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a flashlight. He's like, I think they went this way, and then we were over there just like, I was over there shaking like, oh my god, they're gonna be like obstructing the peace. I'm like, why are these two cops out here? Just I don't know, but stupid. They took two cops out there to take us over there, and then they never found us. I pulled up over there, and the driveway was big enough to where they couldn't see my car or anything like that.
Well, I think there was another vehicle parked.
Yeah, your truck.
And was it my truck? Yeah, I think so. It was parked on the other side of yours, so they couldn't really see yours.
Yep.
So it kind of hit it.
So we were just over there, and I was like, I don't want to go out there.
I don't want to go back. They're probably waiting for me. I'm like, dude, just spend the night.
So yeah, we just spent the night. But yeah, that was the time I was just like, oh my god, it gave a little adrenaline rush over there where you're just like, oh my god, because like you saw the cop car and you're like, is that for us? I didn't think I was doing anything bad. That's the thing too. Like I had I didn't think they were gonna have any kind of issue with what I was doing. And I didn't think it was carrying as far as I guess it was.
I guess it carries pretty good.
So, yeah.
My mom heard us too, and we were down the street.
Yeah, your mom just implied, she's like, was that y'all making that noise? And we're like, no.
Noise? What noise?
What noise? And we're like, no.
No.
So, that was fun. That was a fun little time. A little run-in with the law over there.
Yeah.
We had a little bit more fun over in your neighborhood over there, too. We had one time where we spent the night just kind of camped out in your backyard with all the guys. And y'all ended up taking off over there. I was getting some
me,
things.
Daniel, Jonah, and
John.
Yeah, we all took off down the green belt, down the sidewalk, and I don't know. It was late out and it was dark, and we were just out walking. And
I guess it was past curfew.
There's no curfew though. I don't know. People maybe somebody thought it was suspicious that 4 guys were out walking then, I guess. I don't know. So somebody called the cops, and the Greenbelt runs along the same creek that we were talking about just a minute ago, and goes all the way down through the neighborhood. And we got to one point where there's part of the neighborhood on the other side of the creek. Well, there's this cop car that pulled up that we saw, and he was talking to some guy that lived in that house over there, and I can't remember. I think we saw the guy like point or something like that, and we're like, what the fuck? And we start running off towards woods, and the cop car starts to pull up, and we dive right into the woods right as the cop car takes his little searchlight and shines it over to where we were. And we're like, fuck, and we're just like hiding in the woods and just laying there like, don't move. And he's driving by real slow and just shining his light over by where we're at, and he keeps moving. And I remember he just stopped there and he just kept scanning, trying to look, and he didn't see us. And then he drove on, and I was like, he knows this neighborhood, he's gonna come over and try to find us over here. And we're like, we gotta go now. So we all jumped up and we haul ass back towards the house. And I remember me and Daniel, we got back there, we haul ass, and we got back to where my house was. And we looked back, and John was like nowhere to be found. And we're like,
yeah, but y'all left him behind.
Crap. Yeah,
way behind.
We left him behind. And we're like, oh crap! What if the cops would have got him? So we're like, okay, we need to somehow get back there, but very carefully so that we don't run into anybody. So we go back and we finally see him, and he's just walking down the sidewalk. We're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you should be running. He's like, man, whatever. And we're just like, yeah, it's because he couldn't run.
Right.
But dude, it was just, oh my god, it was crazy. It's like,
I heard the aftermath of that. I think I was eating. I was eating or something. Or like I was like, y'all guys are being stupid.
yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm not gonna go out there. And then y'all end up being like, guys, we just had like the cops like shining their lights. It's like I told you.
Yeah.
I avoided that one on that term, but yeah. That was a fun little time over there.
Mm-hmm. Always is.
Yeah, and then I think the time like you come up with all the different like other times like the bad experiences that you have in life, and I think the bad experiences are there for a reason. To the point where like we went through learning how to talk with I guess women and learning how to like what.
What are you talking about? We still can't talk to women.
No, I mean I don't know about you, but no, but I mean like learning all that kind of stuff, being a teenager type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up with that was interesting to have you there with me too at that time where we're like oh you should talk to her or oh this or oh that
Yeah.
and then we try and come up with little different things to do here and there. Like do you remember that one time when we went walking out to that was the last time we went to Callie's house too, when y'all were in y'all's alert uniforms in downtown Fort Worth.
Oh.
We went walking.
Yes.
Yeah, we went walking downtown Fort Worth.
Yeah.
That was a fun little time right over there.
Yeah.
That was y'all decided y'all went to wear your uniform. Y'all were gonna go to y'all weren't in the military, but y'all were going to the
You talking about when it was me, Dagman, Parfit,
yeah.
you?
That was it. That was just us four. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was interesting. Everyone thought that y'all were in the military because y'all had the kind of military-esque get-up.
Yeah.
But then they were like, "Oh, thank you for your service." You're like,
sure."
Yeah. And then that drunk lady comes over, like trying to give y'all a hug, like, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Was that
that was downtown Fort Worth?
Oh yes, that
Yep.
biker chick or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all got so much recognition from just
that.
wearing camouflage
It
downtown.
wasn't even camouflage.
Yeah,
it was
your military blues or like
it was just their
blues.
blue uniform.
Yeah. You weren't even in the military at that time. You were just wearing blues.
No.
So.
Yeah, it was.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
Weird. Yeah.
They're over there, like that girl at the bar was over there, just like, I want to get their number, So they're.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was funny.
That too. Yeah, that was funny.
That was
good
times.
That was a crazy night.
Yeah.
Because after you left, it got worse.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Y'all ended up going to like Callie's house, and I was just like,
yeah, we did. And then after that, we went back to the hotel.
Y'all went hung over after that, over to military training after that too. Yeah.
We were yeah, we were hungover and we went to go do a PT test. And
Oh God.
Oh yeah,
that
it was
must have
bad.
been miserable.
Push-ups, sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. I remember puking.
On a-
Yeah, and we still blew everybody else out of the water too, and me and Dagman did.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
how you
it
do it,
was-
son.
Hell yeah. But it was bad.
Right.
Never doing that again.
No.
Never
No.
doing that again.
Don't
That
mix
was-
your alcohol, man. Don't mix your alcohol.
No.
Y'all are
don't.
drinking what Smirnoffs and like the very white boyish type thing like to do at the time. Like you got more refined in your taste over here, I think.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah. I remember we drank quite a bit of Fireball too.
Fireball
It was-
is like the teenage thing,
Yeah.
or the young adult thing.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like Fireball. I don't even like alcohol. I don't drink any alcohol at all anymore.
Yeah.
I don't like my gut doesn't like it. Like
Doesn't
when you
make
get
me
that weird little gut feeling where it's just like I can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd rather have any other substance in me besides alcohol. Like
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, marijuana or like anything else, like, Adderall, Vyvanse, something else besides.
Adderall's good. Adderall's.
I remember the first time we took Adderall.
Dude.
We took
Yeah,
Adderall
it
and we were
was-
just like contemplating, like, okay, we need to do this like every once in a while because this is like really good.
Yeah.
And we don't want to feel like this all the time. And then we were like deciding, like contemplating the meaning of life and what all we're going to do. You ended up one time, you went
I went
out.
over to Lane's house.
Yeah.
And we did Adderall. We did an extended release, and then we did like what's the opposite of extended release?
Just a regular one, yeah.
It's just a regular one where it hits y'all a whole lot faster. And we were up all night long. I was so focused, and I was helping him. He was
Pilot school stuff.
Yeah, I was doing pilot school stuff, and I was helping him search for like a regional airline to try to get on with and stuff like that. And I was online just taking notes and drawing pictures of everything I could possibly find on it. I was zoned. I was going to town on this, and all my pictures were like perfect, and I even got like colored pens and stuff. And oh, it was retarded. I went ape shit on that stuff.
I remember.
And then we woke up the next morning, and his friend came over, and we had to replace a drive shaft on his BMW. And then after that, I went to work and worked till like 10 o'clock. I was just wired all night and all day long. Just
Right.
fucking going.
Just legal meth,
Basically.
Right. That's my favorite drug of choice if I ever have it. I haven't had it in like good probably 2.5 years though. So
It's been a long time since I did that, yeah.
it's a study drug,
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. I'll tell you what, man, you can get some serious studying done.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't even studying. I can't imagine if I was studying though, actually studying, I could get so much done.
Right.
Oh man.
That's just kind of what they give little boys over there to kind of sit still. Just imagine being like 12 or 10 and like never knowing what it's like to not have that after. Like,
What do you mean?
Like they've just been studying with Adderall for so long.
Oh, dude.
I
don't even know how they do it.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then I don't really like downers very much, so I didn't really like bars or anything else that was ever going to put me down. So like any of that stuff that we took was like, bleh, just so.
Once in a while, it's nice to just kind of like chill.
You gotta try Kratom if you ever had.
I heard you talking about that.
Yeah, Kratom's some good stuff.
It.
It's legal for now. It's an opiate type thing, but it's like a very, very low opiate. So like if you take it every day, then you'll have problems where you have to wean off of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like caffeine where it'll give you headaches, it'll make you feel like shit, all that kind of stuff. But it's like a very, very low hitting, and it'll relax you up over there for a little bit. You can buy it like smoke shops and stuff like that.
Yeah. How do you what form does it come in?
Just little pills, like little
Just
powder.
pills.
It's powder. It's pretty much just a leaf that
Is
they
it
grind
like a
up.
capsule?
Little capsule,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just take that, and it's nice. I like it over there. That's kind of the
That'd
like.
be cool to try.
It's better than alcohol. Let's just say that. Alcohol. I
Yeah.
hate alcohol.
It just gets you into trouble.
But that's some people. Some people like it. But like y'all we had our experiences with it. Like I remember that one time we sat in the car, and we had just a couple of beers, and we were just sitting there just talking over there, and it got like,
Walmart parking lot.
Yeah. That was
remember that.
that was awesome. That was just a great time. We just sat there and just like it's like we were men at that time. I just
Chill the
turned
fuck
21. and
Yeah.
it was just like okay. It was nice. I was
Yeah.
able to just kind of sit there and you kind of chillax over there. We've had a lot of experiences where we used to just chill the fuck out. Like, we would just chill for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, just listening to music and sitting in a car.
Hell yeah, dude, we'd dace out for hours on end sometimes.
Oh yeah,
and
just
like sit there and just whatever.
Look at this music. Look at this music. Look at this song. So
it was good. I miss those days.
Yeah. Now we gotta be all responsible. I mean, God, a year and a half ago, if you have said we've been married, and now you're gonna have a kid here soon too. It's crazy, man.
It is crazy.
I would have never guessed it. Like, I remember, like, Eric being like, I don't remember, like, who's out there. I remember having that conversation. We sat in the car or the back of your truck, and we were just like, there's someone out there, for us, but we don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. And, we don't know what's going to happen. And,
don't know when we're going to meet them.
When we're going to meet them. Who's going to be, or if we even know them at the moment.
That was a big thing. You're like,
I wonder if I know them yet.
Yeah,
I wonder if you know the person you're going to marry.
It's just funny because I remember that conversation very vividly where we were just like, whatever, man, we're here, we're here as a buddy, we're here throughout, and now we're married, and it's just kind of like, it's a transition too.
It is.
Now you're going to have a kid, so that's going to be fun. But I remember all the the good times that we had, and then we also have some bad times too, where like, I went through a breakup at one point, and I think at that point, I remember being there, and I didn't really have anyone else except for you, knowing that that was probably my weak point where I broke down, and you were there, and then like I don't know, something.
It was on a Sunday.
Yeah, it was on a Sunday. I was at church already. I read just the whole breakup thing. I was just like, I was very devastated. So, of course, you started the whole crying process. Of course, my first breakup too, and only. You were there, and I don't know, it just was something.
I saw you walk out, and I could tell something was wrong, and I was like, I'm gonna follow him. And I went back outside, and
I don't know, that hug that I got from you after that, or while I was just now just started bawling over there on your shoulder over there.
Yeah.
I remember just being like, this is what a friend is. This is. I needed you at that moment more than I probably needed you in a lot of other times over there where you were there, and it comforted me in my time of sorrow, and and then I remember having sessions with you over there too, where you were upset about certain things that were going on, and you're like, I just don't know, man. And I remember being there, or like just making it out there, just driving out there in the middle of no time, try to get you, because that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, that's
dude. We were so carefree back then. We'd get off of work or something. We'd text each other, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Nothing." "What are you doing?" "Nothing." "You want to hang out?" "Yeah." "Where do you want to meet?" "Here." We just go, just fly by the seat of your pants. It was nothing tying us down, and we just went out and just hung out. Like, it didn't make no plans. We just made it up as we went along.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it was fun. It was, I don't know, miss those days,
Yeah, I mean, that's the good part of those. You got to keep it up in your memory. You got to kind of keep playing it over there so you don't forget, because I think the worst thing that you can do is just like, you forget the experiences that you've had with the people, and then now you're just like, oh no, other people have different memories that you can't even recall anymore. Now you're like, oh no, I don't know. I always try to play as many of the memories back in my head so then I can keep them fresh. So then I
do that a lot too.
Yeah, so like you just sit back and like meditate, and like I like meditating a lot. I like to meditate, and sometimes I'll meditate about past things. I don't have very many regrets. I try to live kind of regret free over there, because everything that happened to either of us is now the reason why we're here exactly in the position that we are in. And so we can be thankful that because of any of the situations that might have been shitty at the moment, we can now be completely here, And so I thank every moment that I had over there for everyone that hurt me or everyone that hurt you, that we can now be exactly where we are,
Yeah.
So. Oh, I remember that time we had decided that we were going to go into one of those drainage tunnels.
No.
Yes. I remember that one now. We went underneath one of these, like, you could almost stand up in those. You can stand up in those like drainage tunnels, and you can just kind of go walking. We walked for probably about maybe a good half a mile or a mile underneath there.
It was probably about, well, no, honestly, as in a straight shot, it was probably about a quarter of a mile to half a mile. It wasn't super far, but it felt far.
It felt far because you were crouching the whole time too.
Well, it started out in one of those. It was the square,
like a giant one. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could stand. It was probably 6 feet tall. You could stand up in it, and it got to where it was just the round ones that were probably like 4 feet tall, and you had to just kind of crawl your way through, basically. And
had both my brothers there with me too. And we were just like going exploring, and then
we got to one point where it was like all of a sudden it just opened up. So the tube comes in and just opens up to a square with a manhole.
Yeah.
Probably 10 feet above us, maybe something like that.
10 feet above us, yeah.
And we look up, and we shine the flashlight up, and there's just cockroaches everywhere. It was
disgusting.
It was so gross.
And then my brother starts screaming. I start screaming, and then they start dropping.
Yeah,
they start dropping off the ceiling over there.
And we started hauling ass through the tunnel again. We're like, nope, get out of there.
And so we went, and then we ended up pulling up a manhole out.
Yeah, we got to one point. We're like, man, we don't even know where we're at this point. So we sent Jonah. He was the skinniest, and we sent him up through this smaller hole, and he had to just kind of crawl his way through, and he got up to where it was one of the drainage ditches from like the street,
kind of like where it comes up,
yeah, and he looks up through there, and he comes back, he's like, hey, we're by a Jack in the Box. And I was like, I know where we are, we're behind Walmart.
Yeah. And
we had gone all the way out. It started in my neighborhood, and it went all the way out across a major highway, and then through a Walmart parking lot, probably went under Walmart a little bit, and then ended up behind it.
Yep.
In a Jack in the Box parking lot.
Yep. We got up under there, just shook it off, and you're like, yep.
Just walked home.
We need a shower.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I remember your wedding day was pretty fun for me. It was kind of rainy to begin with. Mm-hmm. We didn't have all of our shit together at that point. We were trying to
it was so
that was so crazy. Like we had no shoes, and we had and I was your best man, and I was just like, I don't know, man. So we started dogging it down the highway when we're over there. I had to get back to Fort Worth, and y'all had to do something where I think Josiah Dykeman didn't have any of his anything.
He didn't have anything.
So y'all had to go like all the way out there, and then we just started just drag racing on that road all the way out there. And we drove like 120 for like a good 10 minutes, 13 minutes, and I was just like, oh.
Day of the wedding, buying clothes for the wedding. Yeah, stupid, but. We made it all the way back. We made it to the wedding.
Yeah, fun stuff. But I remember just going there, and then the road's wet, and I'm going 120.
Smart idea.
Yeah, and then I think he was on a motorcycle, and he was following us over there, Josiah.
No, we were in his Honda.
No, you were in his Honda. Okay,
yeah, we were in the Honda.
Y'all were dogging that, and you all just piled up in that little Honda. I was like, oh my god, if a cop sees us, we're busted for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta have those fun times. We were trying to get you a little release on your wedding day over there a little bit,
Yeah, it was fun
times. I remember all the times all the work we put into your truck over there too. We rigged the shit out of some things.
We've done so much crap to that.
You ran into a mailbox at one point.
Oh man! Yeah.
I guess you fell asleep and ran into a mailbox and just destroyed,
pulverized the mailbox. There was nothing left. It just brick pieces went everywhere.
Yeah,
it was.
And then your whole front, we had to do your whole entire front. And
we had to take the whole front end of the truck apart.
Yeah, and we did that in one night.
Yeah, we got a lot done.
You can see that on my Instagram page as well. If you go look through all my Instagram, there's a video of the whole front of his truck taken apart, and that was right before we went to the campsite. Really? Yeah. So you can see that over there where it's kind of further back in there, but we did that. That was pretty fun. That was like one night where we were just like hell, And then we had that other night where we had some champagne, popped some champagne, and then we decided that we were just gonna cut up the.
I remember that.
Yeah,
we got some champagne. We went back to Lane's house, and then I was cutting out a section of my bumper to fit my light bar in.
Yeah,
and I had a grinder. I put on, and I didn't have any glasses, so I put on a motorcycle helmet, and I'm grinding and drinking champagne.
Yeah, you're grinding and drinking champagne. Yeah. You heard it here, folks.
Yep, that was something else.
That was pretty, there's just shit like that where you can't comprehend. Like, if I tell someone else what happened, it just doesn't. You can't get the image in your head. Like seeing him on a skateboard underneath the truck, drilling out the inside of his bumper so he could stick a goddamn light bar in there.
Yep.
Now you have 2 light bars on your truck.
One of them's off right now because of the bumper. I got to redo it all now again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
That's another project now.
No.
What'd you? Oh yeah, you had a trailer.
Yeah. Me and hitting things. It's not.
Yeah, I know,
it's
right?
not good.
You gotta quit driving while sleepy.
Yes.
You gotta get some Adderall in you.
I need some Adderall again. That's what I need. I definitely do.
Yeah, I think everyone could get a little bit of that in their life over there. No.
For real. Dude, it was.
Some fun
We
times.
did all kinds of stuff to that truck.
Oh yeah.
Put on. Yeah, you helped me.
All the blue lights.
Yeah, I was gonna say we put on all kinds of lights and stuff in that thing, and I remember we put some lights on your car.
Yeah.
And yeah, we tricked your car out too.
Oh yeah.
That was
pretty fun.
It was fun. Did a lot of stuff.
We just kind of did whatever the hell we wanted.
Mm-hmm. It was just nothing to hold us down.
I remember going one time to a theater with you. We went over to.
There it is.
Oh, you found it.
I did.
Yeah,
I found
awesome.
it.
There it is, right there. Yeah.
What's the date?
Dang.
Yeah. What's the date on that one?
October 7th, 2015.
2015.
So
So
that was what 3 years ago already.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy, right there.
That is crazy.
It was almost my birthday. October 12th is my birthday over there. So
Yeah.
I think we were going to family camp right after that. Like we put the bumper on. As soon as we got the bumper on, we just took right off.
Yeah. Well, this part, I think, of rebuilding that front end part, we did like a week or two prior or something like that. Are you sure?
It was the night before. It was the night before, and then we popped on the new bumper.
Because didn't I get home from... I came home from a trip.
Yeah, you came home from a trip, and as soon as you came home from a trip, you went straight from a trip to going to camping.
Where did I go?
With us. I think you went to California? No,
that was the second time. That time I came back from, it was either Minnesota or Wisconsin or something
it was Minnesota, I think, yeah.
Yeah, for my cousin's wedding.
Family, yeah.
Yeah.
Family stuff.
That. Yeah, I came back. We did all that in one night.
Yep. Got it up, and then we drove out
Put the
there.
bumper on and left.
Back over here. So yeah, no, we've had some awesome times. It's been fun. It's been fun to see you kind of transition from not having anyone kind of girl wise in your life to having someone over there, to kind of learning out how to operate with like having a girlfriend, and then turning around and then getting engaged and married and all that kind of good stuff, and now living out on your own too. I remember when you were trying to move out over there. So
ride.
yeah, just a goddamn roller coaster ride. You got all grown up and shit,
Didn't take you
That's
long
against
to
the
follow.
rules. I know, right? I got now my own place, and it's
fast
weird.
for you too.
Yeah,
So.
it's just kind of like boom,
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden you're like, well, why the fuck am I not? It's
Yeah.
like I don't know. I like what my coaches used to tell me in FISA when I was out there with them. They'd be like, okay, yeah, just be quick, but not in a hurry. So I'm like, if you're in a hurry, you pretty much will trip up over your own feet and everything like that.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be slow and then, not get to the point over there. You be quick over there. You be precise with what you're doing, but don't be sluggish,
Yeah.
And so I saw the most amazing person, and, I saw what she was, and, I didn't waste any time on trying to being cautious and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, if it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out. If it doesn't, then it's just
the same
another.
way I felt, and now
It's another time where you can learn from it.
Yep.
And so, but I'm learning even more now than I thought I would ever learn.
Oh,
over here.
same.
Got my little piece of magic over here. So.
Hell yeah.
But it's kind of funny all of what I've grasped from your side coming over to me, and I can see it sometimes bleed over in some of my conversations or some of the little things I do over here. And I'll be like, oh, that's an Erichism, or that's something, that I wouldn't have known or done. And I would probably not be the same person if it wasn't for you being here at all, or being a part of my life over here. So I thank you for all that you've given to me over here.
Well, thank you for everything you've given to me.
Yeah,
Man,
it's been a crazy roller coaster, but it's not even started yet, man.
Oh man,
it's not even started yet. I think we've got still if 3/4 of our life, if we last that long, and then now you're having a kid here within a couple of weeks,
dude, and then a couple of days,
for real,
dude.
Yeah, she's almost.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I called it, though. I knew it was a girl, man. I was like,
yeah.
He's having a girl. I know it. I just
don't
had
know
a
what I'm
feeling,
gonna do.
man. I had a feeling. You know, I was just, I was hoping that you're gonna. I don't even know how it's gonna be when you become a dad over here. I'm so stoked about the whole situation that you're gonna have over there. I think it's gonna really grow you over there, and I can't wait to see you be like the dad figure that you're gonna be like. I never want to be like my dad, and you're gonna end up just like him.
No.
You're gonna end up just like him. You know it.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
Jinx it.
No, don't jinx it.
You're gonna have one day where you're gonna say like something out of your lips, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh fuck, I am my dad." You know, it's inevitable. You know.
Oh man. Yeah,
Fun stuff.
but it's always you always watch your parents and how they raised you, and you always try to learn from how they raised you, and you're like, you know what, I don't like that, so I'm gonna do it differently, and you kind of have to keep thinking about that.
Well, that's what my dad always told me too. Is like he's like, you know, I'm setting you up to.
You just didn't keep improving
up on my pillar. So he's like,
Yeah.
I might be down lower over here. I want you to kind of be up higher over here with your family over here. So,
Right.
you know, I like to kind of get up and increase over there. I kind of don't like exactly how everything in my family infrastructure was set up over there, or kind of exactly, but at the same time, it worked, you know?
Yeah.
And like for other people, it doesn't work. Theirs worked, you know? And
Yeah.
so I was like, you know, whatever they did, I don't really care if it was good or bad. You know, it made me exactly who I am today. So if it wasn't for them being exactly the way they were, I wouldn't be exactly the way I am. I might disagree with what they've done in certain instances, but in the whole group of everything, I don't have any kind of bad blood with them. I don't have any kind of weird, you know, like issues where they were abusive of any sort. Like, you know, I never had to worry about my dad being any kind of weird, like, you know, gonna punch me in the face over here for no reason. Like, that's what my dad had to grow up with, you know. Or I didn't have to worry about my mom just, you know, being some kind of crazy person that, you know, go off and do whatever she wants to do. She always sacrificed for whatever we wanted. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where, like, you can admire your family for exactly what they've come, even if you don't agree with them exactly with what they've, you know, family value-wise, everything that went on. So they made us, and then
they invested
we made
all their time and
Yeah.
money and everything in you to get you to turn out hopefully better than what.
And then now,
they
of course,
can be,
we've
or they are.
probably dropped the bar down a little bit in comparison to what exactly they wanted. Without the perfect godchilds over here of, you know, what's, you know, but
Not exactly.
But I think that we've come up to a point where, I mean, we've got our family of our own now, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the ultimate thing that they kind of want to see too, where we're stable enough to be, you know, we're alive, you know, we're not some drug addicts on the street over there, you know.
God.
So thank God, you know.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on my podcast, my friend. I know you have
Absolutely.
a nice little drive ahead of you. You've got to go over to Weatherford a little bit for drill coming up over here. So
drill this weekend. I gotta be in.
So that's why you're all in the military uniform and all that kind of stuff. But
we're driving to Fort Hood in the morning. So
yeah, so maybe next time. I know you don't have very many Fridays. I kind of set Friday as my day of podcasting, so that's why I've got you over here on Wednesday. But
and I'll try to make it sometime when I can.
just let me know anytime. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime you want to just come over, if you have it anytime. There's always something that we can always conjure up. We always seem to talk anyway too, so it's just you know,
always find something to talk about.
Yeah, and so there's all those little fun memories that we have over there, and then all the new ones that we're gonna have over there, and then we're gonna have to talk about, like, you know, all the new stuff that we have over here, like what's it like being married now, and all that kind of stuff over there. So it's entirely new experiences that we haven't even, you know, gone through over here together. So
yeah. Be good.
Well, thank you all so very much for tuning into the Darian Jackson Show. Be sure to check us out over on YouTube. I've got myself on iTunes, Google Play, all that kind of stuff. Be sure to give us a like over here and review anything that you want over there. And thank you all so very much for joining it. And tune in for Friday. I believe I'll have some people over here. I think I have a nutritionist that's going to be coming over here and talking a little bit about some of the new age stuff that's going to be coming out over here. And I think Jared Dubon's going to be coming back over here as well. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you all very much. Have a nice night.